This is the Carty Method Podcast.
I help struggling photographers go from making $0 per month to making a full-time living by using and following my proven framework. I've been doing this and helping photographers make a living with their camera since 1995. I started my business in 1990. It's now known as the Carty Method. If you don't know me, by the way, my name is Steve Carty. I've been a professional photographer for 36 years next month. And over time, I've photographed celebrities from Kanye West to Colin Firth, from Sandra Oh to Daft Punk. I currently work as a full-time commercial photographer and video director. And if you found me here today, this is Portfolio Lab. Every Thursday during Portfolio Lab, my Portfolio Lab members at the end of the show receive a brief. And then that brief becomes their assignment for that week, that next week. So they go out, they make pictures, they submit it for review, and we review them here on Thursdays during my Portfolio Lab YouTube show. If this is something, by the way, that you think that would help you, go to thecartymethod.com, go to Portfolio Lab, sign up, and get yourself set up so you have the same kind of feedback loop that these photographers that I'm about to look at are experiencing right now. Now, we're going to flip it a little bit today. I'm going to start with showing you the photographers that I'm about to review. I'm going to profile them, shine a little light on them, and then one by one, we're going to go through and review those photographs. All right. I'm very excited about looking at pictures today. I'm very excited about hanging out with you today, obviously. I'm in a mood, feeling groovy. Today, let's start first with the photographs that I'm going to be reviewing, starting with Miss Jessica Mendez. Next, Francis Jeffrey, followed by Gregory Smith, Nakumba Booker Jr., Zandon DeWall, Michael Walls, Lincia Taylor, Jim Sinicki, Sonny Warren. I'm hoping that, let's just make sure that I'm on. Yes, we are on. Sonny Warren. Next, we're going to be looking at Roberto Carlos, Natalie Bennett, Mira. Of course, next, I'll be reviewing photographs by Hal Banfield. Sorry, this is Malik Brand. I'll be reviewing next. This is Malik. Then Hal Banfield. Ivan Kotsov. Mr. Oswald Stewart. After Oswald, I'll be looking at Denise Tuggle. I'll be looking at Donna Cranshaw, Levi Wells, Jim McDonald, and lastly, I will be looking at photographs from Mr. Chris Foster. All right, this week's brief I'm pretty excited about. How I asked you guys to make photographs this week was very simple. I want a magazine cover within your niche. That means something that you're shooting that is within your niche, within your umbrella of work that you're making to get work from potential clients. I'm asking you to make a magazine cover image as if you're going to be on the cover of Food and Drink magazine, as if you're going to be on the cover of Fashion magazine, as if you're going to be on the cover of Wired magazine. If you're a product photographer, I want to see your magazine submissions. We are starting with Miss Jessica Mendez. We got to go all the way up to the top again. Jessica Mendez. Jessica, thanks for submitting. So the brief was a magazine cover. So first, let's start off by looking at what this looks like as a cover. This is stark, but still very clean and very delicious looking. If you're doing a black on black with like a darker tone bowl, meaning like the background's black, the bowl is black, it really does create a beautiful contrast. Let's just hide the cover and show you what this could look like as a social media picture, which it would be cropped roughly here. So I like this, Jessica. I think this is on point. I still feel like you're getting your footing as far as your background choices, but I like the top down. Let's have a look at the quality. Let's look at this close up so we can really get a good peep at the quality. Your focus is really strong. Your lines, everything is super straight. The products, like the food, the cheese, I imagine that is, looks everything just looks delicious. It looks super edible. For me, this is a yes. That is Jessica Mendez as a cover image. Jessica, that's a yes, girl. I'm giving you an 11 on that one. Again, I still want you to experiment with different backgrounds, but I think as a starter of the episode and for your portfolio, really good swing. Well done. Bowl of tomatoes. By the way, Jessica shoots with a Nikon Z9. She shot that at 50 millimeter. She shot at f16 at ISO 100 at 100th of a second. And she used one single Godox with a reflector. Jessica, very, very, very well done. That's Jessica Mendez, everybody. Jessica. All right. By the way, smoke, because we need some atmosphere. Let's get some vibes guanin. Feeling some vibes. Hello, by the way. This is a live stream. I am completely live, which is fun. You know, doing this. I've been doing this for 5 years. Literally, I used to review like one person or two people and like let them submit like 10 photos, and I'd go over 10 photos and tell them what they could do. But like this thing is starting to turn into something, by the way. If you're just discovering me now, this is about to blow up. And if you've been watching me for a while, look at we're quickly at 47 visitors, which is lovely. Viewers, hello to the Carty crew. You're all part of the Carty crew if you're watching me. All right, let's get into our next photographer. Next up is Mr. Francis Jeffrey. And Francis shot with a Canon R6 Mark II, shoots with a 24-105. He shot this at 100th of a second at f11 at a 200 ISO. This is Francis Jeffrey. Francis, I gotta say, you did everything that I said for you to do. And again, I asked you to try to maybe get a Heineken bottle and maybe try to shoot some product photography. And this is a really, really good swing. Let's look at this as a cover. Your framing is really good. You have to watch all of your angles. And when you're shooting product with a 24-105, it gets easy for your lines to not be straight. And you can see it's like I want that Heineken to be anchored this way, but I can also see that it's straight-ish across here. When you're picking the bottle, you really got to make sure that you get a great bottle. And then when you're setting up your shot, you're shooting with a zoom lens, which again, I'm the king of the primes. I'm primes all day. This I would have shot with a 100 millimeter macro. Magro? I would have shot this, I would have shot this with a 100 millimeter macro. So you can really get into the bubbles. You can really get into the Heineken logo. You can really get into these bubbles. You can really get into the cap. But I got to tell you, Francis, as a first swing, the first time that you've ever shot product photography, this is amazing. This is really good. The lighting tone in the background, like this, like sort of reddish, it's tonally like your background. I want it to be maybe a jet or black or maybe a green. So background, your background choice, again, this is a brand new niche for this photographer. He's trying product photography, and I really believe that this could be your calling. I really see something here with you, Francis. I'm giving you an 11 out of 10 out of this. Very proud of you on this picture, Francis. This is very, very good. Let's have a look just on focus before I go. Your focus is pretty spot on. Your focus is pretty spot on, Francis. It's pretty spot on. I think you did a really good job. It's just straightening the lines, and you need reps and also references. So make sure you're looking at references of Heineken bottles and Heineken bottle photography, and you're trying to intelligently imitate the stuff that you're seeing that's working client-wise for Heineken. This is Francis Jeffrey. That is an 11 out of 10. Guys, well done. First two up. Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty. Oh, my word. Yeah, I think that's two pretty banger shots, like right off the bat. So good for you guys. Great start. All right, let's get into our next one. This is Mr. Gregory Smith. Gregory shot this with a Canon R6 Mark II 50 millimeter 2.5, so a little open. So at f2.5 at 250 of a second, 125 ISO, shot natural light, and two newer strobes. Okay. Let's have a look at Gregory Smith. Gregory, thanks for submitting. So yes, this is two strobes and a little bit of mixed light. The light looks a little extra, and it's more like this highlight right here. This highlight is too overexposed, and it's an unrealistic highlight. What we're trying to do when we're lighting outside is make it look like we're not using light and being as natural as we can to the sun. You're showing me, because I can see the clouds, that it's an overcast day. And then when we're seeing close up on her, we're seeing just a little bit of hair shadow because of where you're bringing the light in from. Like, I can see where you're bringing the light in from is creating shadow. So the more reps you get and the more experience that you get doing shots like this, let's look at this as a cover. The first thing that I see is her foot is too close to the edge here. Like, it's too close. And I'm also seeing lots of space over here for you to move her that way. It's like, yeah, but she's centered there. It's like, yeah, but you, Gregory, move your body. Move so you're situated in such a way that she's centered in the frame. Or a hard thing is when you're shooting somebody, like when you're shooting a thicker girl who's from the side, and especially with this kind of an outfit, like you're revealing like just all kinds of like wrinkle spots. So I'm also like, I see that you're learning and I'm seeing the light improving. The idea has to improve, and the reason that you're making photos has to improve with it. I always ask, like, who is this picture for? And it's for her. Okay, so beyond her, how would this picture be used, or who would this picture be for? What are you selling? You're not selling anything except she thinks she's cute. So essentially all you're selling is ego, which means you're making no money. So continuing along this line and not trying to engage with small businesses, I mean, you can do it till the cows come home, but I'm telling you, you're going to be a poor photographer. You're going to be struggling because you're like, it's hard to eat when you're only focusing on serving. Like, this girl wants shots, you go make shots, you give her shots. Okay, cool. But like, what happens? Like, this doesn't move the needle. And the whole point about Portfolio Lab is helping you make the kind of work that gets you work. The quality is up, yes, but the idea and the reason and who's the client and all of that, sort of, for me, we're kind of missing the boat on this. But again, you're improving. Watch your edges, and again, focus on how you can bring value. This is the word, like literally value. We sell value as photographers. And if you're not knowing who your potential client is, then you're making pictures that are aimless. And for me, when you're shooting people who it's just like, I'm cute kind of thing, it's like, cool, but it's just serving ego. It serves your ego because, hey, I'm cool, I'm next to a cute girl, and it serves her ego because this guy thinks that I'm cute enough to take pictures of. But guess what? That now does what? It's not moving the needle, and nobody's getting paid. She's not getting paid, and you're not getting paid. So again, like, we're trying, and again, improvement. I'm saying improvement in quality. Lighting outside, but again, don't overlight outside. 2 lights outside, there's only one sun. There's only one. So learn how to master lighting with 1 light outside before you bring a second one, because there's never going to be 2 light sources outdoors, ever. So learn how to place one. So your outdoor strobe work looks natural and realistic instead of like kind of dated and studio and kind of fake. All right. That was Mr. Gregory Smith. We are going into Nakumba Booker Jr. Nakumba shoots with the Canon M50, shot with a 24-70 at 70 with a ND filter, shot at f2.8, 60th of a second at ISO 400, shot natural light, plus newer strobe and a beauty dish. So that's not natural light, guys. Don't say natural light and strobe. As soon as you use artificial light, it's artificially light. It might be mixed, but strobe is the light. So don't say natural light and strobe. That's not what's happening here. All right, this is Nakumba Booker Jr. Nakumba, thanks for submitting. So this is of the same line of questioning of the work that you submitted me last week. Better light, a little bit of like, she's still holding her jacket, which again, I showed you tons of like North Face ads where when you're wearing apparel, like you don't hold it. You don't wear a hoodie and go, like, that's what you did last week. And I ripped you a new asshole. And then this week you're sending me the same stuff. You're sending me the same idea from the same shoot. Different light, different idea, but still I don't see what the product is. So if this is a jacket from a brand, there's no branding. So if it's a magazine cover and I'm going to put this on the cover of the Carty Method magazine, like, what am I selling? What brand is going to pay the magazine extra to get cover attention? Well, I don't see the logo, so I'm not using this image. The next thing that I see is your spacing, Nakumba, like spacing here versus spacing here. For me, that's just lazy. It's lazy. And if you look at the center of her face, look at how offset it is. It's offset not intent. It's just offset enough to look sloppy. So this kind of stuff, like for a photographer, again, who I believe in so much, I get so frustrated because at times you're so lazy and you mail it in. And again, you have the potential, bro. But I ask you, who is hiring you to make this picture? Where is the brand if she's wearing North Face? And we talked about how like the most unflattering way a girl could wear a hooded jacket is with the hood up, because it just eats all of her beauty and her hair. And like, there's ways to shoot this in a lifestyle way. And I always continually say, like, find me the reference. Find me the reference where this brand is doing this with the styling and then a hat underneath. Like, find me an image where the model is wearing like North Face and she's doing the zipper or she's holding the product at all. Never, ever. So I show you the examples. I showed you the examples last week, and you're showing me this week better light, but still sloppy. Again, closer, but still, Nakumba, you're such a good photographer, bro, but like, you're lazy. I hate to be so dry, but you're lazy. And you have to fucking try harder, or you're not going to make a nickel at this. You're not going to make a full-time living. You're going to find yourself back at that job that you hate because you couldn't cut it doing this. All you got to do is listen, bro. I'm so specific about the way that would work. This is too close to last week, my guy. Too close to last week. Thanks for submitting. And again, Nakumba, you've been in my program for almost a year. So I have expectations of you. And I know what you're able to do. And in fact, like, bro, I know what you're able to do. I've seen your website. Like, I can pull up your website and show everybody how good you actually are. It's like, I want you to know the difference. And when, like, look at a photo, and if the girl's offset, shoot another 10 frames where she's centered. Not be like, yeah, that's good enough. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, you're not looking the whole frame, and you're still focusing on girls who think that they're cute. And I still want to know how you're going to get paid and who's going to pay you to make this kind of a photo, or this photo exactly. Who's buying this photo? That's the question you have to ask yourself every time you're running something through your camera. Nakumba, I got high expectations for you next week. You got to aim higher, my guy. This is Zandon Dewald. Zandon shooting with a Canon RP, shot with a 50 millimeter at f2.8, 500th a second, and at ISO 200, shot natural light. This is Zandon Dewald. Zandon. So Zandon, this is a great improvement, like in many, 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 many different ways. Number one, I need to know that you shot this week based on what my requirements were. Second, okay, so here's the things that you're not doing. Number one, my number one rule, that says Mo. No crop. And you're absolutely cropping this picture because everybody else's photo looks like, everybody else's photo looks like it fits within these proportions, and the cover looks like this. But when I go to your photo's cropped. So you're deciding what your photo should be cropped like. And I need to, because you're so new, Zandon, I need to see what it looks like out of camera so I can tell you, like, pretend I'm the art director. If I'm the art director, you do not give me cropped images. You give me what you shot. So I decide what the crop is. You don't get to like hide and just do what you want when it comes to cropping. And especially in this program, like, this is the bigs, okay? There's a couple of things that you're doing wrong. Number one, eye line. Like, I talk about eye line, meaning where the girl's nose is pointing is where her eyes have to be pointed. But her eyes are pointed, her nose is going this way, and her eyes are going that way, which means we see nothing but eye goo, which is not and it also, look at how nice it looks when I'm looking this way and my eyes are centered where my nose is looking. Like, you see my iris, you see the white of my eye on both sides. I mean, the light is not set up. Maybe I'll do it this way. So you can see I'm looking exactly where my nose is tracking and my eye is centered within my eye. Now look at the difference if I do this. As soon as now that person looks beyond where their nose axis is, look what happens now. How sexy is that? Now I'm going to show you again on this girl. When we zoom in, you're showing, oh my goodness, here. Alrighty. You see how mostly I'm seeing this? Sorry. Mostly I'm seeing this. And she's got beautiful eyes. And guess what? She's not making eye contact with the viewer. So where is she looking? And now she's looking out there. So now the viewer, instead of looking at her, now the viewer looks out there. And guess what they do? They turn the page because they're now over it, because you've now pulled them out of the photo instead of connected with the viewer. Like, you need to connect with the viewer. Your subject needs to connect with the viewer, and having your girl lost in the window and looking off into whatever. It's like, just, what are we doing? Connect with, like, again, what is this for? Who's the client? Who's the ideal client? This is what we have to be thinking about. Again, quality improvement. The light is pretty, but the light is side light, and she needs to look at the front. So then in order to kind of fix that, you now had her looking out there. So where you're placing her is also something that has to be thought about. It's a good swing, Xander, but number one, the eye always tracks the nose. Please don't forget this, because I'm going to call you out if you show me like that again. And then next, where you're cutting her arm just cut to nowhere. Have her hand on her hip, have her hand behind her back, so it just shows the garment. It also, like, what she's wearing is just like overly sexy, and I don't really know if that's the client. Like I'm trying to understand the purpose of what she's wearing, where she is, and the idea of the photo, because she's not exactly a model. And then I'm trying to think of who's going to hire you to make these kinds of photos. So, Xandon, I would love to have like a conversation with you and get you kind of inspired as far as, like, I'd also suggest that you do phase 0. Phase 0 is probably the smartest thing that any photographer who's like, hey, I think I'm going to be a photographer, and just like picks up a camera and like starts shooting. Phase 0 is go to thecartymethod.com, go to courses and tools, and then go down here to phase 0 right here. And phase 0 really sets your stage and teaches you how. In fact, I'm actually going to put this in chat. sets the stage and really teaches you how to make work that gets work by asking and cueing you like the right questions. I'm really wanting you to succeed. That is my goal in all things. But you have to ask yourself always when you're making photos, however pretty, who would hire me to make this photo, and who is my end client? And if the end client is just this girl who thinks that she's cute and not a small business, a designer, and again, if it's a designer, they're going to be using agency models. They're going to be using like the hottest, the best agency models, and they're going to be paying for them. So girls that are like, it's hard because truly girlfriend cute, model cute. Totally different thing. Model cute, less than 1% of 1% of the population. Girlfriend cute, all over the place. There's all kinds of cute girls. So, but body type, how they work, blah, 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 all that stuff. There's so much stuff when it comes to who we choose to be in front of our camera. The bottom line has got to be like, this is art and commerce. And if you're doing it just to shoot cute girls, cool. But as I said earlier, you're not going to be making much money. You got to be focusing on how you can bring value. And I want you to look at this photo and think value. What value is being brought here and who's it being brought to? Who's it for? And if you can't answer those questions, then you're just shooting pictures to practice. I hope that helps. That is Zandon DeWall. Zandon, show me some small business stuff, dude. I need it. I need to see it. Truly, it's going to change your game.
If you're ready to stop guessing and actually grow your photography business, these are the 3 tools that I wish that I had earlier. They're simple, they're powerful, and they're made for photographers that are ready to get serious. Tool number 1, my cold outreach master pack. 18 proven email templates and a step-by-step guide to help you get new clients fast. If you've ever stared at a blank screen not knowing what to say, this fixes that. Tool number 2, my professional photographer's habit tracker. Good gear doesn't build success. Good habits do. My daily habit tracker keeps you focused, accountable, and moving forward every day. And tool 3, the ultimate photographer's call sheet. Shoots get chaotic fast. This call sheet organizes your client info, your gear checklist, and shot list so you show up confident and prepared. You can grab all 3 right now at thecartymethod.com/tools. They're built from real-world experience, and they're ready to help you grow today.
Well, Zandon DeWall just went and gifted a whole bunch of memberships. Zandon, this is you gifting 10 memberships after my very hard review. There's a little bit of smoke for you. Zandon, I believe in you, my guy. You're like the improvement, like I see even from last week. It's just we're taking something that's just you've been a free bird just flying around shooting whatever the fuck you want, and we're trying to hone you into somebody who is known for being an expert at one thing and is sought after for that. And that one thing brings value to people, which means you're on retainer. They need content regularly. This is what we try to help people do here. And this is what I teach intensely inside ProLab. So ProLab, cartymethod.com/ProLab if you want to learn more about that. Zandon, thank you for your generosity. And again, never necessary for you to do these gifteds, but it just makes, I'm trying to get to like 1,000 true fans. A true fan is someone I think who's willing to give me $5 a month for what I give them for free here on YouTube. I also do members only content that's specifically for the extra hardcore people. So yeah, by the way, you can hit the join button and be part of this crazy Carty method, Carty crew thing that I'm building here. And it's really beautiful. And I'm glad that everybody who's clicked the button is a part of it. Appreciate you very much. All right, we're getting into our next photographer. This one is Mike Walls. Mike shot this with a Canon R6 Mark II 50 millimeter, shot at a 50th of a second at 6.3. And he shot this at ISO 100. This is Mr. Mike Walls. Mike, Mike, this is a vibe, a definite improvement from last week. Definitely an improvement from last week. I want you to watch your lines and where, because again, this now becomes the thing that is dominating in this color balance. But the light that you have on his face is great. But then this dark horizon line that you have going right through his forehead. I can't see his hands because you're low, because you need to stand on something, which would then make you higher, which would then raise this up here, and which would then take this completely out of the frame, and you'd be able to be at his angle or above him so you can actually see what's happening down there. And then this background here becomes the background, and all of this up here is non-consequential. Like, just photography wise, just secret time, do you notice how you don't see my ceiling in this shot? Like the camera, where is my camera? Like, just look at the difference in shots. Like, I could easily, where are we here? Hello. There we go. Like, oh, upside down? Oh, still upside down. Sorry, I flipped this camera. My bad. I flipped that camera last time I used it. So imagine, you got to imagine this is dead straight on. So all of these vertical lines are straight. And also, you don't see my ceiling. So the background becomes, I want you to look now again at this. What happens when you're low aiming up, right? I'm going to show you again this way. Now with this camera, same. Camera coming at this angle, it's at eye level. This camera and this camera are at the exact same height. And also, don't see my ceiling. And also look at how straight that line is to the edge of my frame. So all of these lines vertically are straight, and it's a shot that you can look at that's not distracting because you're not seeing the roof and it's at eye level. So that to me is what we're missing here. Is you need an apple box. And if you don't know what an apple box is, this is an apple. This is called a full apple. There's also half apples, quarter apples. I got a half apple back there, but it's got a couple stuff on it. Got another apple over there in the corner. You can't see it because it's like below this. But apple boxes, now you just see, this is the thing about an apple. You put it here and it's twice as high. You flip it this way and it's half as high. So standing on this, or you can stand on this, and now it's even higher. So get an apple box, put that in your trunk, and now you're able to actually, if you're shooting someone in a food truck, you can shoot from the ground outside, or get a little stepladder, like something that makes it so you're stable, you can shoot, you're not going to fall over, and you can get the right eye line on your photos. The next thing I want you to watch is just, this is lazy. This line should be straight as an arrow, yes or yes, right? But this line is straight. Yes, but that means that if this is your background, you're standing here and you're coming in crooked, which means you can only choose this or this. And it's because these lines are converging. If you hit him straight on, then you can get straight lines only if you're at the right height. So this is all mathematics when it comes to like where we stand and like how we like size up a subject. Michael, it's still killer. It's still killer. And it's a great improvement from last week. I'm just going to show what this looks like closer. There we go. Like really good focus, really good exposure, really good light. Like you can see as I tighten up and remove this, how much stronger this photo becomes once I take that background away. You see? So I want, and also just look at how crooked your lines are, bro. Look at, oops. Let's go back here. Let's go back here, here. So this line now, and this line, and this, like, these are all, like, this is straight to this wall, but these ones are crooked because, again, this is your background and you're coming in at an angle here and your subject's here. You're coming in from the side instead of coming in straight at the right height. But again, the more reps that you get, the more reps that you do, the clearer this will be. This is still, for me, an 11 out of 10 for you. It's a great improvement on the picture last week. The color is great. The food looks great. I just want you to push harder. And also this picture for me would be, by the way, this is what it looks like as a cover. And you can see how this like messes up with my masthead. Like I would rather if that was like not there as an editor. But also this here in the front, that doesn't need to be here either. I would rather be able to see just a little bit more in there and not cut the product off here. But again, still a really good swing. A very good swing. All right, folks. That was Mr. Mike Walls. This is Lincia Taylor shooting with a Nikon D810 with an 85 millimeter ISO 400 f5 at a 60th of a second shot, natural light, and a strobe with diffuser. So not natural light. Calligraphy. If you're in notes, go ahead and anywhere where it says natural light and then also the lights after that they're using, take away the natural light, please. And for all future submissions. All right. This is Lincia Taylor. Lincia, thank you for submitting, Lincia. So Lincia, I see business application. The whole clicking of the glove is a little like, okay, now what are we doing? Like, is this a proctology exam? Is like, it kind of like shooting a doctor, and shooting her in her clinic, like, the like holding of the glove is now like she doesn't need to be wearing a glove for a photo. Like there's a way to shoot her in a professional way. She could have a clipboard. She could have a stethoscope. She could have so many other doctor things other than something that like you only put on when you're doing something dirty. So that's sort of the first thing that I'm thinking. The next thing is just where you put her. Like for me, this doesn't need to be here. These are crooked. So the way that that's sitting, the way that that's sitting, the way that that's sit, all of this is just sloppy. Her head is, and her energy is kind of projecting like that way. But then she's kind of looking this way, eyes in you a little bit. And again, it's just like, what is she about to do? And I'm like, if this is a professional picture to kind of sell her as like, hey, I'm a nurse or I'm a doctor and come visit me and this is my like, she wouldn't be like snapping like a medical glove on her, which is like where you put lube and go up the bum. Like there's all kinds of things now that your viewer, because again, this photo, I'm going to say this very clearly. Your photos aren't about you. They are not about you. They're not about the view. They're not about the subject even. They are only about the viewer, the person who you're trying to hold their attention for longer than a blink, trying to hold their attention. And also, if you're shooting this client and she's a doctor and she's trying to use this for business, then that photo then has to do what the client needs it to do, which is make her look professional, make her look approachable, and not give anyone any reason to be like, why is she wearing a rubber glove? Or why is her head angled? Like, not give your viewer any doubt. And for me, this is just the wrong pose and it's sloppy. The background is here and you're the chair is here and you're shooting her at that angle, which means it now impossible for you to get those lines straight, which to me feels rushed. If you were shooting straight on, and again, these two things don't need to be in this photo. The glove doesn't, it just needs to be her, and she needs to be squared up and looking at camera. It's just a professional headshot. For me, you took an opportunity to make a professional headshot and you kind of flipped it and made it like kitschy. So we're not, like, business professionals are not trying to be kitschy. Like, she looks like she likes doing things with this glove because of the look that she has on her face. So I want you to think of that in future. This is a distraction, that's a distraction, that's a distraction, and the glove is a distraction. Give me back this picture without those 4 distractions: color tones, light, exposure, all of that stuff. Yes, 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 yes. But you need to swap this prop because it's giving the wrong message and it's not working the way that I think that you wanted it to work. I hope that helps you, Lincia. That's Lincia Taylor, everybody. And again, Lincia, I see quality improvement. If I look in here, I'm seeing a quality improvement. I'm seeing a focus improvement. I'm seeing exposure improvement. There's no reflection on the glasses. It's like, yes, 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 you're improving. But at the same point, there's things that you're completely missing. And I need you to see those things the next time that you shoot. I hope that helps you. This is Lincia Taylor, everybody. Thanks for submitting, Lincia. And again, this is not to be discouraging. This is not to be discouraging. This is just to be truthful. And I have to say, like, I've been a pro photographer for as long as I have. You have to have somebody who's kind of ahead of you, who can look at your work and tell you things about your work that you don't see. And I've had that my whole career. This is Jim Sinicki. Jim shoots with a Sony A7 IV 85mm, shot at 2.5, ISO 100 at shot at a 400th of a second with a ring light newer. This is Jim Sinicki. Jim, thanks for submitting. Jim, this is a vibe. Like, there's some imaging things that are like a little bit extra. The lipstick on the teeth is like a little bit extra, like that. These kinds of detail, like, just like, I understand this is his styling and his imaging, and like, you can't really tell people about their personal style, but you can tell them to clean the lipstick off their teeth. So that's like the first thing. There's a little bit of whitening that I wouldn't mind seeing through the teeth because it's such a predominant thing. And then the next thing is the dark on dark. Like, you need to seek contrast. Like, you need to seek like this and like some sort of separation, especially if you don't have any light coming in the background. It just ends up at quick look being a floating head. It's a cool idea. It's a cool shot. But again, like, shine a light behind him so he has some sort of like a halo. Give like a little bit of rim. Give a little bit of rim on one. Like, it needs more than just the single ring light. It's still a banger of a shot. Like, I still do appreciate it, but like, it can't just be your ring light, and it can't be a black shirt on with a black tee on a black background with no reflector, bounce, or anything. It just ends up feeling like a little muddy and unfinished. And I think that you can go like a little bit further and make the light like a little bit more polished. That's what we're hoping for. Keep it going. That is what it looks like as a cover. And for an 8x10, you would see this looking in and around this. It's a good swing, Jim. It's a good swing. I just keep in mind the things that I'm mentioning. And again, you're a good shooter. You're starting to get more consistent with the like hits every time. I just want you to watch now, like, the contrast. Like, if I was wearing brown or tan on this tan background, it starts to feel, or if I do this and I do it on a black background, it starts to feel like, and then I'm a dark guy and I have a dark beard, like, you start to lose me. Also teeth, like anytime anyone's putting lipstick on you, like you do that before you shoot, just so you're not shooting 100 frames with lipstick that you have to now retouch 100 frames out. Hope that helps you. That is Jim Sinicki. Sonny Warren is next. Sonny's shooting with a Nikon Z5 Mark II 35 millimeter. Sonny, you gotta get a 50, bro. You have, like, 50 is normal. So I'm not sure if a Z5 is a crop sensor. Is a Z5 a crop sensor? If you're shooting with a crop sensor, then ignore what I'm saying. If you're not shooting with a crop sensor, if you're shooting with a full frame sensor, I don't know Nikon that way. If you're not shooting with a crop sensor, then you need to get a 50, because shooting portraits wide angle is wide angle. Shot at f 5.6, 200th of a second, ISO 100, shot with a single Godox. This is Sonny Warren. Sonny, I'm betting that the Nikon 50 Mark II is a crop sensor. This looks pretty 50 millimeter. This is great, Sonny. This is great. This as a cover. This is a yes. Yes, 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 yes. Little sloppy here. Look at this. You see all this space that you have here? All of this space, and then look at how claustrophobic, and in fact you actually cut her jacket when you have plenty of space to move her over and not cut anything. So little sloppy on the spacing. It could be a little bit vertical, a little bit more vertical, but you can see there's so much room here to move her over and not make it so claustrophobic on that side, and then actually cut the one product that's paying you to be on the cover, which is that jacket. So things to think about, but again, this is fire. This is unequivocally an 11, and one of the best things that you've submitted to me so far. I'm going to hide that as a cover. I'm going to show you what this looks like as an 8x10. So you can see as an 8x10, you can kind of hide how you've kind of cropped the bottom there. So again, this works for me. The last thing I'm going to do is look at what this looks like close. Yeah, Sonny, this is great. This is yes. This is a yes. This is a yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. And I asked for color and you smacked it. Smacked it. The tone on tone. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Taylor, yes. Oh, Taylor. You're in some trouble, girl. People aren't liking you right now. Okay, this is Roberto Carlos Perez. Shot with the Canon R8, 85 millimeter. Shot at f5, 1/25th of a second, ISO 100. Shot with a single FJ200. Roberto Carlos Perez. Let's get it on, Roberto Carlos. Let's get it on. This is a vibe. This is a vibe. I see what you're doing. His body language is not like really right. And again, like the exposure on his face, cool. I just always want like to ask you, like, who's it for? This is a cover, but the cover of what magazine? Like, we have to kind of, it's not just that I can compose a cover. He's a little bit high in the eye line. I'd like to drop him, but the way that his legs are, the way that his hands are, it's too much of a snapshot. And I know that you're too good to be letting a shot like this, like, yes, cool background, bro. Like, cool. And it's like, which means I'm going to look at it for 1 second, but it's not selling me. It's not selling me anything. And again, when you're shooting a product, like this is like the second kind of jumping shot. Get off the jumping shots. Like I'm not seeing the, like, if it's a dancer, if it's like an actual dancer, a ballet dancer, they're wearing the right outfit, there's fabric flowing, like there's a reason for jumping. But just a rapper, like, it's like there's no, or someone who looks like a rapper just jumping for the sake of jumping. Like, I don't see the point, and I need you to also like edit yourself and be like, yeah, okay, like cool to do an idea like this for him, but it's like his tongue's out. He's kind of like in like just it's not like editorial portrait photography or commercial. It's just it just feels snapshotty. Although it's composed well and you're shooting with pro gear, it's still snapshotty. And I'm trying to take you out of the realm where you're making snapshots, and I'm trying to take you into the realm where you're making value for potential customers. It's a good swing, Roberto, but again, dude, like, get off the jumping, put people on the ground and shoot photographs with intention in the right location. This location, him being in the middle of the street, parked cars on both sides, like, I don't care. Like, nobody cares, and this is a photo just for you to show that you can freeze motion, but show me that you can freeze motion as a car photographer, as a dance photographer, but you have to determine what kind of photographer you are. And I don't think that you're a photographer who just shoots people jumping. And that's 2 in a row. So next week, nobody jumping, okay? People on the ground. All right, Roberto. For me, that one's a bit of a miss. Next up is Natalie Bennett. Natalie shot with a Canon R6 Mark II. She shot this with a 200 millimeter fix. Look at you. F 5.6 at a 200th of a second at ISO 100 shot natural light. This is Natalie Bennett. Natalie, thanks for submitting. Natalie, this has an editorial vibe. Like, I definitely feel it. I just feel like this guy is feeling himself like a little bit too much. Like, and also he's pulling his head back. Like, the distance between his chin here and this is like very short because, and he's pulling his head back. And then you're shooting a picture of him pulling his head back. And you have to notice that his head is like pulled back. You need to have him extend his chin outwards, especially because of the cut of his beard. You're actually, in allowing him to pull his chin back, you're kind of almost making it look like he has a little bit of a double chin. You can see the distance between here and here is quite shallow. And also it starts bringing wrinkles. Like, he needs to extend his chin forward. Like, it's instead of, which is what guys do. As soon as you point a camera at a guy, they go like this. They try to pull back, and that just moves the distance between here and this. It just makes that so much shorter, and it just flattens the image. And you're shooting with a telephoto. You're shooting with a 200 millimeter lens, which also already flattens the image. So then this kind of just further flattens it. What's going on in the background back here for me is like a little distracting from him. And then the centering of where he is actually pushed that way more than he is that way. So exposure, good. Your focus, good. I just want you to keep pushing and keep trying to like notice these small things. And the thing that I start with always is a good reference. Like, find an amazing reference photo and then try to imitate the pose, the vibe, everything, the energy from that reference photo. This guy has a look that is like, I'm a cool guy. And that kind of doesn't work. And then also, just as I'm looking at it, this shirt underneath this shirt with seeing that is like a no-no. So like, do the button up or like have a neutral shirt under, but this purple shirt under this red thing and the purple like, it's just too many colors for me. Also, like, him and then this shirt looks like he's trying to dress up, but this is not how he dresses. His imaging and what he's wearing do not match at all. And also what's underneath, us being able to see what he's wearing under, it just doesn't match. This is like an Oxford shirt, which is supposed to be buttoned down here. And he's wearing an Oxford shirt as like a casual shirt, and it just doesn't work. This guy needs a stylist. I hope that helps you. Yeah, again, close, and I see the improvement, but we have to keep pushing. Natalie, you're a great shooter. All right. This is Mira. Mira Shot this with a Canon R6 with a 24-70 at 46 millimeter. Shot at 4.5 at 1/25th of a second at ISO 800. Shot natural light. This is Mira Lee. Mira, thanks for submitting. So I see it. It's just like, this is all about angles, man. I'm going to draw this from the top. This is the top of the chaise. This is the bottom of the chaise. This is where this girl's face is. And then her shoulders are at that angle. So this shoulder, like, I need her projecting forward. So the fact that these shoulders are like, I need the shoulders to square up that way, and also that then she's also pulling back, which you'll see happens quite a bit. You can see here, she's pulling back. She's not projecting forward because her whole energy is moving back. Like if you look at this and you look at where her arm is, like she's leaning, rolling backwards. You need to have her roll forward, which I would take this arm, which she has here, and make her put that arm across this arm. So now she's leaning on both sides on one and projecting herself forward. And then also you can get a head angle because she can kind of, I'm not saying put her, but it just, I feel like she's pulling back. Mira, I can talk to you like this because I know how strong a photographer you are. And I know that these are the small little details that you need help seeing. I see the floor here getting a little clipped by this. For me, you could cut this right here. Like you don't need to show this and like pull the whole frame down. Elbow getting just a little bit close. And because the light is coming from the side, for me, I would have maybe changed the angle of this so the light would hit her face a little bit more frontal. Or maybe, I don't know. Like, again, it's tricky because I'm not in the location. I'm just looking at how the light is hitting her face here. I'm looking at her pulled back and I'm looking just at her shoulders sort of like leaning back rather than projecting forward. Your lines are really straight, so really good discipline there. Obviously, we have to watch that. I would just cut right across the bottom there, and that just solves that problem. Overall, yes. But again, Mira, you know, like I see you like way up here. I'm always going to be trying to tweak your posing and your body language because this is where many people could really use some help. I'm going to give you an 11. Know that like you could make this frame better. And I'm interested in seeing some of the other frames and some of the other poses and wondering if there are any where she's sitting on this couch differently. That's my question for you. Thank you so much for submitting. That is Mira Lee. Mira. This is Malik Brandt, shot with a Sony A7 III 50mm ISO 100, shot at 1/25th of a second at f4 with a Godox. This is Malik Brand. Malik, thanks for submitting. Malik, I'm going to say again, shots like this need more light, bro, than just one. It's cool. It's got a vibe. I like how the background kind of like falls off. This is good, Malik. This is good. And again, I'm judging you against you. You have to watch your framing up here. It looks like you caught the edge of some sort of white up there, which you got to watch. This is good, Malik. I'm not going to break your balls too much on this one because you've been really working hard on trying to improve and making work that has the potential of getting you work. You've been focusing on athletics, athletes, fitness. This works really well as an 8x10, as you can see. I would crop right there to take away these highlights up there. I would just pull this down like this, so those highlights are gone. You have separation between his hair and the background. I'm just thinking of like reflector. Your light is here, obviously up here, but imagine like a big reflector mirroring that light to just give just a little bit more edge, and then give like a little bit of separation down here. Like, I wouldn't use 2 extra lights here, but the way that I like to light with a highlight is I mirror the light. Oops. So let me just move here. So if I was, this is your background, this is your subject, this is your camera position, and this is where your light is right here, based on highlights here in his eyes, the shadow on this side, and the edge shadow happening over here. So this is where your light is. So you imagine you mirror this light by just outside the frame over here, just outside the frame over here. So when you're shooting, this is the edge of your frame and you're not seeing. You put another light that's essentially mirroring this light. So they're aiming at each other, and then your subject's in the center. And then what happens is you get like just beautiful rear light. And again, that's a secret. Like, if your subject's here, you can light here and then have a reflector here, or you can light here and have a reflector here. And the thing that's great is when you use mirrored lights like this, then you can kind of roam around and see all kinds of incredible light. That's just a little bit of a secret from a pro to you. Malik, that's an 11, my guy. Good job. Malik Brand. All right, next is Hal Banfield. Hal is shooting with a Nikon Z9 with a 24-70. He shot this at f8 with 200th of a second at ISO 160. He shot with 2 Profoto lights. This is Hal Banfield. Hal, thanks for submitting. Well, thank you for the good vibes. Hal, this is a vibe. And again, I know that, like, I'm nudging you, and I'm nudging you, and I'm nudging you, and I'm trying to get you to be, like, to try harder things with your light and to experiment, like, a little bit more. This is dirty. I like this a lot. I like the green background. I like the light. The hand on the chin, again, is a little bit posy. And again, I need you to think like, no hands on collars, no hands on this, no pointing at watches. Like, the pose, the shot is so dope, but then him holding his chin and looking at you, it's like, dude, now you know it looks cool, which makes it less cool. So imagine if he just had his arms crossed and he was just looking at the camera with that. Just like, please tell me you have pictures where he's not touching his face. And just secret time, don't let people touch their face. Don't let people lean on their face. Don't let people touch their face. Don't let, like, it's so 1995, 85, 75, like where you see poses in catalogs like this. Like those, like that's literally reminiscent of what this guy thinks poses look like. Like a man, you put your hand on your chin and look distinguished. Cool beans, but not for the editorial kind of work that we're making. We're trying to be cooler than that, which is why we don't have someone wearing a hoodie and like we shoot the picture like this. We don't shoot the picture like this, making you aware that I know that I have that. Like it tackies it. So I hope that you have a photograph like this without him touching his face, because the light and what you're doing with the light on his face is really interesting. How like look at how far you went. It's just when you're shooting a guy who's cool and then you're again, this is so LA. Like you got to take the piss out of people, man. Like, especially you being an LA photographer, like the egos are out of fucking control. The egos are just explosive. So when you see a guy do this, be like, don't touch your face, bro. Like just be that guy. Do like I do. Don't touch your face, bro. Because it's so much cooler when they don't. You know what I mean? Imagine I take a picture of Pharrell wearing and he's literally on this lowrider, and it's like the dopest shot ever. But then I have him like, because he's like, again, this is like a perfect example. Like, have him like holding his hat, or like doing like adjusting his shirt because I just put it on. Like, it just cheeses up a situation that has the potential for being so slick. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is take like the world's biggest and make them understated. Like this guy, he's wearing the same sort of like, but imagine the difference if Cardinal was like hand now on his chin. Like, it just cheeses up something that is so fucking cool alone. So that's what I'm trying to help you get to, Hal. And again, being in LA, the level of cheddar is like, and egos is off the chart. And you as the photographer have to be the regulator of the cheddar, and strip that back. Don't let people, like, arms crossed is what this photo is. And please tell me that you have it. And then this is what it looks like as an 8x10. You can see again, it would pass. You could put it in your portfolio, but I need you to stop with the hands and this. And like, once that's not in your book, then you suddenly become way more advertising and editorially viable. You're not trying to please him. You're trying to please that client that you don't know exists yet. So that is Hal Banfield. Hal, very, 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 very well done. And again, I'm still giving you this because of the light is so incredible. The idea is incredible. I just want to see another edit. I hope that helps. That is Hal Banfield.
If being on camera or speaking in front of people makes you nervous, this challenge is for you. It's called the 30-Day On-Camera Challenge, and I designed it to help you show up with confidence, whether you're recording a video, giving a presentation, or leading a meeting in real life. Every day via email, you're going to get a clear, simple prompt that helps you get more comfortable speaking out loud while building real communication skills that you can use anywhere. Now, I promise you, this isn't just for YouTubers or content creators. It's for anyone that wants to show up more clearly, communicate with confidence, and leave a lasting impression in person or on camera. If you're ready to feel more in control, express yourself with confidence, and learn how to present in a way that feels true to you, start your 30-Day On-Camera Challenge today. All you need to do is go to thecartymethod.com/tools.
Oh boy, it ended a bit early because I started it and stopped it and started it again. cartymethod.com/tools to get anything that I'm talking about in any of these spots. Okay, Ivan Kotsoff is next. Ivan's shooting with a Panasonic S5 Mark II. He shot this at a 30th of a second at f4 at 100 ISO, shot natural light. This is Ivan Kotsoff. Ivan, thanks for submitting. So Ivan, this is the beginning of what I'm trying to help you and get you to do. It's just now about like what small businesses you're choosing. You can see also this guy literally did this and then is holding his head back. Yes or yes, right? He literally went and then is holding his head back. Thanks for subscribing. So we're also responsible for making people look flattered on, like look the most flattering on camera. And you can see how much it's worse when someone who has a double chin pulls their head back. Like you can see like when they pull their head back, like what's happening down here. It's just not flattering. If they extend their chin out, all that loose skin that's all under here stretches out. If you don't do this, you go in the opposite direction. It stretches that out. And also the whole like that, like you have to get them into a state of like being ready for a photograph. And he's not very relaxed. He's doing this just for the photo. So the whole idea is maybe he's leaning against this. Maybe he's on the phone. Maybe he has a clipboard. Maybe he's checking orders. Like there's something that feels just a little bit more related to his job. He's just here waiting for you to take a photo. And then he's just going to go back to doing what he's doing. There's also some cropping, and I want you to look at this here, this blue. I want you to look at this blue down here, and I want you to look at this blue all the way up here. And then what if you have him push back here like literally a foot, like a little bit, center him so he's not more that way than that way, and also center the shot, because you can see, you can see that you're not centered. Like he's centered, but he's not centered in the frame, and then you're not centered. Also, you can come in a little bit closer so you're not just cutting his ankles off, but you're cutting him off like here, like a little bit closer. All of this is too distracting. This is too distracting. And there's some interesting stuff back here. Again, how his body language, you can see that his, like you have to be able to help people look better and look a little bit more camera ready. You can see how these things, his strings, one's short, one's long, you adjust that. You can see how his, like, pull his sleeves down or make his, like, just help him be a little bit more ready for the photo. And again, he doesn't see what he looks like. Only you see what he looks like. So we have to kind of frame it up. There's some things, this is what it would look like a cover. You can see his head is too high in the masthead. This is why I said here, we're cutting him across the knee, not mid thigh, because now that's putting him too high in the masthead. So, what I want to show you is what if you cropped this in such a way that took away the blue and punched in a little bit more. So you can see here what it would look like now if the blue is cropped out and I'm punched in just a little bit more. Now suddenly it's way more interesting a frame. And then obviously you would, and we're cutting out this up here. We're cutting out all of this. We're cutting out all of this, and we're actually just kind of revealing him. And then you could have him leaning on the side here, and it gives like a little bit more relaxedness, blah, 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 blah. So close, Ivan, and I know what you're doing is a journey, and it really does take time to go from never talking to a small business ever in your life and walking into a small business, asking them if you could take a photo, and then shooting the photo on the spot, and that photo also being amazing. I'm giving you an 11 out of 10 just on attempt, because you've broken the seal. Breaking the seal is the beginning of it. Breaking the seal is the beginning of it. This is the hardest, but the more reps that you do and the more often that you do this, the better a photographer that you're going to be. Unequivocally, you're going to be so good, but you just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And I'm going to show you like, let's just see if I can hopefully, like, look at this. This is a barber who works at a barber shop, and me going into the barber shop and just asking her if I can shoot a quick photo. Let me find another like small business or something similar that kind of works. It's kind of tricky. This is a real estate agent, And again, rented a studio. Like, he's got the Jordans. He's got the right kind of outfit. The light is cool. Like, when it comes to, we also have to pick the right kind of a small business when we're making these kinds of photos, so the work that we're making actually hits. Where would sorry, it's there's another picture of the barber. So the light is right. Like, that's what we're trying to do, is pick spots where it's like, okay, this photo goes in my portfolio and actually does something. This is another shot of the barber. So, like, this is why I think barbershops are just such a great angle, but I have a whole other different vibe with the barber, which I think is actually, super dope. But again, here it is. So this is another angle where I'm using artificial light with the barber, and it just like darkens it, and it feels very much like Malik's shot from this week. But you can see it centers on, like, we also have to get good at who we choose to shoot for these kinds of photos, because if we're not choosing the right people, then it doesn't hit as hard as it could. So, Ivan, you're on your way. You got to just keep pushing, stay the course. Good swing this week. Thanks for submitting. It's Ivan Kotsov. Big love to Ivan for submitting. All right, this is Ozzy Stewart. Ozzy shot with the Canon R5. Woohoo! Let's go, Ozzy. Got the R5 with a 85 millimeter 5.6 f 5.6 at a 800th of a second, shot at ISO 200 natural light. This is Ozzy Stewart. Ozzy, thanks for submitting. So Ozzy, cool shot. Good capturing motion, but again, it's a snapshot. It's not for a commercial client because of what she's doing. It's just for her and just for you. And on a ski hill, okay, like, of all the shots of all this, like, again, if you want to look at like somebody who really is putting their everything into shooting outdoor adventure, it's one of my photographers. His name is Charles Fortin. And again, it's like, none of this is kitschy. It's all like work to get work. And like his outdoor adventure photography, you can see he's taking incredibly seriously. So if there is a photo of a skier jumping, it looks like this, where it's a professional skier, literally, like, or someone who looks like a professional skier doing a jump, not like something that her boyfriend shoots in between runs. Like, exposure on her is not like, it's under, like, I just want you to look at the difference in like how serious you have to take this. Like, this is a picture from Charles of a guy jumping, and I want you to look at what you're doing. Like, it's a complete different atmosphere. And if you're shooting just a girl on the ski hill, Mountain Equipment Co-op, she's wearing the right apparel. It shows the apparel. She's wearing an Arc'teryx like buff around her neck. You can see the brand. She's having a good time. She's looking at what's going on. It's not kitschy. So this is like okay, but it's not moving the needle. And if you're going to shoot outdoor adventure stuff, is this the niche that you're trying to do? Is this your niche? And if this isn't your niche, then you're just fucking around. You're just playing around. And there's no way that you can possibly get as good as Charles is by just playing around. Like, you need to go all in on your niche. So you're making work that's actually relevant. So, Ozzy, for me, this is a miss, bro, because again, there's all kinds of editorial moments of people doing adventure stuff that you can get. Editorial moments that look like magazine moments. It's not kitsch. And this is kitsch. Fun for you, great for Instagram, but does nothing as far as moving your career forward. I hope you see the difference. And again, what's your niche? What's your niche, Ozzy? You can't jump all over the place, bro. Now we're shooting snowboarding. Like, you don't shoot sports. It's not what I know you as. Like, what are you doing? And why are you submitting it? And this can't be your best photo and what you think is going to go on a magazine cover. It's kitschy and it's underexposed. I need better from you, Ozzy. I do. You've been with me for too long. I want better. I want more. Push harder, brother. All right. We got 5 photos to go. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise shoots with a Nikon D850 with 50 millimeter. She shot this at ISO 400. She shot this at 16 f16 at a 50th of a second with 2 strobes. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise, thanks for submitting. Denise, this is fresh. Heyo, who's given me? This is Gregory with a little bit of a $5 donation. Gregory, you see all the lights flashing? That's all you're doing, all of these lights flashing. I'm going to give you a little bit of smoke right there. Thank you for your $5 donation. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir, yes.
These donations make these things go forward. Thank you. I'm going to put your name down here. Thank you for your donation, my guy. All right, back to Denise Tuggle. Denise, this is close. Really close. I like the sensibility. I like the vibe as a cover. Denise, this is strong. I'm going to do a zoom in. I'm going to say also exposure wise, I feel like, exposure, I feel like this is maybe under by like a third. So I could see just a little bit more light through here. I like where your highlights are. I like where your shadows are. I would like your shadows to be even harder. So what can you do? You need focused light. I have focused light here. I'm going to flip this so I can show you. Let's go to main cameras. Let's go to this one. GoPro setup. Let's go to this one. And then let's just flip this, transform, flip vertically. There we go. Okay. So, you see up here, this is a focused light. You'll see it how it's my strobe, but then it has an attachment in front. And what it's doing is shining that on the wall. So it's a focused light, and it's actually, because you see here how I have that window, like right there. That window is not putting that light on my wall, which looks like beautiful sunlight. That's done artificially with that thing that I just showed you. So you see how sharp the edges are? Like how sharp the edges are on this. Imagine if you had that now attachment on top of your light and then you're lighting your product. You can have like, and it's also focusable. So it's a lens. So if it's out of focus, you can sharpen it and make the edge go like really sharp. So that is obviously tools that professional product photographers would have. I mean, I'm not a product photographer. I just use this as backgrounds because it just adds like a nice little texture. And maybe you didn't even notice that I had this artificial splash of light happening behind me because I didn't have it last episode. I just put it on today. But the thing is like, now that I've mentioned it, you're like, oh, it is like a nice little accent. So Denise, this is strong. I want to look at this close to just make sure that your focus, because that's something that we were dealing with earlier, which was your focus, like say between here and here, or your focus between here and here, because this product goes like this. So you have to have focus here, which is on this plane, but then focus up here, which is on this plane. And that difference between top and bottom, like you were getting pinched before, but I think you've nailed, look at that. You've nailed your f-stop as far as what gives you that perfect focus. Your focus is consistent now across these three products this way, and they're like this way, like up and down this way. Denise, this is a yes. I just want to see this picture. Let's say 20% brighter. 20%. I would start at 10%, go to 20%, and then stop at where I said, which was a third, which is 33%. So I just want to see those three different brightnesses. Show me what that looks like. And that's also a good exercise for you when it comes to nailing your exposure, is just playing with brightness and making sure that you're really nailing it. That focused strobe, that's going to change your world if you get that. It's like, I don't know, $200. This is a good one. That's Denise Tuggle. That's a yes for me, Denise. It's a yes for me. Yes. Good vibes?
Yes or yes?
Yes or yes. Good vibes. All right. That was Denise Tuggle. Denise, great job. Next, Donna Cranshaw. There's no two people that I mix up more than Donna and Denise. Both lovely, women who have skin tone like me, and both women who live in Florida, and both start with a D, and both have like 5 or 6 letters. So Denise and Donna, I mix up from time to time, but there's no mixing up their work. They're both very strong product photographers. They're both friends. They both help each other. It's great. Donna Cranshaw shoots with a Canon RP, shot this with a 100 millimeter macro. She shot at f16, ISO 200 at 1/125th of a second using a single strobe. This is Donna Cranshaw. Donna, this is a yes for me. This is a yes, except for one thing. And I'm going to show you, and you're going to be like, oh! Okay, first of all, let's look at this as a cover. Very, very, very strong. This is great. I like your shadows. I like your background. I love the Fenty. It's great. Now, what's going to happen when I do an 8x10? Oh, Donna. It's very close. I thought that I would be cutting when I got to an 8x10, but you can see it's just, for me, this is a little claustrophobic. This is just a little bit claustrophobic when it comes to going to Instagram. I would want to give this just pull back and give this just a little bit more space in the frame, because you can always crop in, but moving back you can't do without recreating the background. This is a picture you could definitely recreate the background without too much effort, except over here where the shadow is, which is where it would be really hard to recreate that background. So Donna, unequivocally an 11. This is a yes. Good color theory. Like, I like this gray on beige. I like the Fenty skin, the product, although it's still an inexpensive product. It's a more desirable, inexpensive product than the last one that you shot. It's like Fenty is a brand that's in vogue. So they advertise in Vogue. So seeing Fenty and like that, this is the right brand. It's not a drugstore brand. This is like a luxury brand. So I think that you did a really good job. I'm giving you an 11. Yes, 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 yes. And look at what this looks like as a cover. And you came in just under the wire on what this looks like as an 8x10. I honestly thought that this would cut Again, just give me just a little bit more space, but Donna Cranshaw, very, very well done. That is Donna. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. How many people are watching? How many people are watching? How many people we got watching? Hey, 63 humans. All right. We are on to Levi Wells and down to our last 1, 2, 3 photos. Levi shot with a Sony A6600 with a 50 millimeter f11, 1 second exposure at ISO 100 shot natural light. This is Levi Wells. Levi, this is nice, Levi. Really nice sensibility. I like the angles. The exposure is under. Your overall exposure down here, back here is under. And I'm going to call this under a third of a stop. So give me plus 33% and brighten this scene a little bit. We're even getting a little bit muddy in the whites, like muddy in here, muddy in here, muddy in here, which means like exposure can go up because this is gray. It's gray. It's not quite white. It's not quite white yet. And then down here, this is brown, but we're losing the color of that because the exposure is gone. We're losing what the background's on. And again, this is one of those accent things that like we don't need this piece of something back there. It's just a prop that you're just throwing in the frame. That's kind of distracting. Make sure that your lines are straight. It's tricky with your lines when you're shooting on wood because wood is very organic and the lines don't often travel perfect. Again, just watching the edge here, watching the edge here. Let me show you what this looks like as a cover. It's strong. It's just under. I just want to see what this shot looks like with the proper exposure. And then showing you this as an 8x10, you can see we're going to have to pull this down here so we don't cut the bottom of the thing. Distance here, a little claustrophobic. Distance here. Again, all the distances here match, but it's still too tight. Like if you were shooting this, I'd want you to move back like a foot just to be a little bit looser. Digital photography, you can afford to move in just a little bit, but again, you can't add to photos if you've cropped too close. This is a good swing. This is Levi Wells. This is a yes for me, Levi. Again, I do want to see what this looks like. Plus 30%. Okay, I feel like it's just under. And you really nailing exposure is one of the most important things. You can see here that we don't see whatever that nut is. Like you don't see that. And you know why you don't? Here, let me just put it here. The reason that we don't see like whatever this piece of chocolate or it's because it's underexposed. Like you don't see it. So that's like why we don't see that. It's just when you see it here, you don't see it at all. Like you miss it, and that's exposure. And then also the chocolate drops that are here, well, you barely see these because they're blending into here because they're underexposed, because they're no longer the color of chocolate. They're darker because of exposure. I hope that helps you. That is Levi Wells. Thanks for submitting. Levi. All right. We are down to our last 2 photos. What's our time? All right, I'm doing all right. This is Jim McDonald. James is shooting with a Fuji X-T20. 56 millimeter. He shot this at 250 of a second at f7.1 at ISO 400. This is Jim McDonald. Jimmy, thanks for submitting. So, yes, but there's some real too close, like you're too close. You're too close to this car. I'm going to show you what this looks like as a cover. I'm going to take that cover away. I'm going to show you, you're cutting the edge of the tire. So the sidewall that's white goes white, and then it disappears. So you're cutting that. And then, oh my God, these beautiful chrome headlights, you're not even showing them because you're showing this. But this is also too claustrophobically close to the edge of the frame. So much so that and then you're not seeing the roof of the car. So you're cropping the roof of the car, which is just like, oh my God, dude, do you not want me to see this car or what? Like either you're shooting a detail or you're shooting more of the car. But this kind of half the car is starting to get frustrating. Like here, I have some great car photographers. One of them, his name's Ian Martin, but I can't find Ian who's not auto correcting, but I can show you Auto Lux Imagery. I can show you Sean Thomas. And I can show you just at least how like where you decide, like when is it a close up and when are you showing the car? And if you're showing the car, what part of the car are you showing? Like, what are you selling of the car? Like, showing the car in its environment is important, but it's like, but also you can't like kind of half show a car. So you'll notice if he's showing half the car, it's cropped in a very deliberate way, like right at the doors, but we see the whole front. It's not shot at an angle. It's like, so like, it's tricky, Jim, because for me, it's like compositionally wrong in so many different aspects. And then when this goes to an 8x10, look how much is cropped, bro. You lose the entire windshield, right? Because you're so close. And the wheel also looks cropped. It's just too close. So, what's the question? You're going to have to, either at Steve Carty me for the question. Thank you for that, calligraphy. But at me, if you want me to see what you're writing in chat, I will say at Steve Carty if you want me to see what you're writing in chat. Okay? You have to at me or I'm not going to see it. All right. This is Ian Martin. And again, shooting cars is hard. Why? Because it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be easy to shoot this like really top 1% stuff. Like you kind of got to grow up into like being a world-class car photographer. This is just one of the car photographers that I've helped. And let me hide my camera. You can see like everything is very, very deliberate. This perfect crop because he went in far enough that all he wants you to see is Michelin and this special. Like those are the only things that he wants. Like it becomes like you're isolating into this is exactly what I want you to see, but also you're seeing detail shots and logo, GTRS, GT2RS. You can see framing and ideas for framing. The top like this is why car photography is, and again, this wheel, like if he had have submitted this wheel, I would have said exactly the same thing because this wheel is too tight top to bottom and doesn't work very well when it goes to 8x10 because we're going to lose too much of it. But the thing that's great about looking at other photographers that are shooting at this level, it's like, oh, yeah, again, here's another example. It's like, okay, well, if we're going to shoot a car, like we have to choose what the scene is. And we have to, I mean, this is a square. So I would have given him shit for this too, because it's a 10x8. But we're all trying to like be the absolute best photographers that we can. And it's an upward battle. I know how hard it is. But again, the thing that I'm going to continually say to you is references. You have to have a reference and you have to go into making a photo with a reference. Oops. So you actually know what you're trying to achieve. When you go into photos with no references, you're just free composing, which is okay. But if you're new, you're going to be making mistakes. And then you're going to have me telling you, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. This car looks like it's in the right kind of a location. I just think that you're too up on it. I'd like to see other shots that you made of this car. Thank you for submitting. This is Mr. Jim McDonald. Jim, thanks for submitting. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. Last photo. Last photo is Mr. Chris Foster shooting with an R5 85 millimeter f11 1/25th of a second at ISO 100, shot with 2 Godox strobes. This is Chris Foster. Chris, oh my God, have you gotten better, my guy? Holy moly, Chris. Let's look at this as a cover. You've gotten better, dude. And your lighting sensibility, my heart rate's not on, guys, sorry. Your lighting sensibility has really improved. I really love this little highlight that you have down here. The shoe looks so pro. Maybe just a touch of exposure up in here, just to get the white a little bit whiter. So maybe give me like 20% more exposure. Overall, this is incredible, Chris. Like, I mean, really, how far you've come as a product shooter, how far you've come as someone who shot shoes over the last year, the break that you took, and how I suggest, and you went through brain surgery like I suggested that you continue to work through the brain surgery. And this is what that looks like. So my vibe is for you. This is an absolute yes. Yes, 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 yes. That is absolutely unequivocally a killer. So, so, so strong. Very well done, Chris. All right. Let's give our photos of the week, yeah? Photos of the week. Photos of the week. Gotta be hard on these people. Photo of the week. Got to be hard on these people because photo of the week, because they're really like breaking on through to the other side as far as themselves as photographers. And they go through these intense reviews where I get pissed off at them because I know what they're capable of. I encourage, but everybody needs to be encouraged a different way. Everybody needs to be encouraged. Some people need me to be like super hard on them and they ask me to be. Some people need me to be a little bit more gentle on them, which I try to be. But at the same point, like once you've set a bar for yourself, when you're not, like once you do a high jump of 11 feet, doing high jumps at 6 feet, cool for the average person, but not good enough for you anymore, because you've set a bar. So that's kind of what it's like being part of Portfolio Lab, as I keep trying to inch you closer and closer into commercial photography. All right, let's start with our photos of the week, starting with number 1, Miss Jessica Mendez. Jessica, that's a photo of the week. Congratulations. Jessica Mendez, photo of the week. Again, next week, I want you to work on contrast and separation between background, between church and state. Separation between church and state, and contrast, more than one light, reflectors. Like, I just want you to try something a little bit deeper, but again, very good swing. That's Jessica Mendez. Let's see who's next on the photo of the week selection. This photographer, again, very proud of this shooter. This guy, his name, Francis Jeffrey. Francis, this is a photo of the week. Congratulations. Again, stay the course. Keep pushing, keep trying, and keep looking at incredible references, and you're going to be an incredible photographer. This is great. This is Mr. Francis Jeffrey. That's a photo of the week. All right, the photos of the week, the photos of the week. And again, I have to be a little bit harder. Anytime I see sloppiness, I can't give photos of the week when I see a little bit of sloppiness. But the next photo of the week goes to this photographer. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got the right one. This photographer, his name, Sonny Warren. Sonny, let's get it on. That's a photo of the week, bro. Well done. Very, very, very clean in the magazine category, magazine cover category. This is Sonny Warren. Very well done, Sonny, for the magazine category. Sonny Warren. Our next photo of the week goes to somebody, I don't know if there's anybody I'm harder on than this guy. This is Malik Brand. Malik, photo of the week, my guy. Congratulations for the magazine cover option. Malik Brand. Congratulations. Magazine cover. Let's go. Photo of the week. Malik Brand. Our next photo of the week goes to Mr. Hal Banfield. Hal, that's a photo of the week, my guy. Congratulations. Again, Hal, hard on you because I need to be. Hard on you because I'm turning you into, I'm going to turn you into the best photographer in LA. Like, let's get it on. Hal Banfield. Let's get it on. That's a photo of the week for Hal in the magazine category section. Photos of the week. Let's get it on. This photo of the week goes to Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, let's get it on. Very clean in the magazine photograph category. Very clean. This is Denise Tuggle. Photo of the week. Congratulations, Denise. Proud of you, girl. Our next photo of the week goes to Miss Donna Crenshaw with this photo right here. That is a photo of the week in the magazine category. Donna Crenshaw with Fenty Skin product photography. Donna, congratulations. That's a photo of the week. And our next and final photo of the week goes to brain surgery brother, Mr. Chris Foster. Chris, photo of the week, my guy. Congratulations. Very well done. Everybody who won photos of the week this week, congratulations. Hard to win a photo of the week when the work is this good. Gotta tell you, hard to win photo of the week when the vibes are this good. I really try. I really try to not be too hard on you, but at the same time, tough love is the real kind of love that you need. Anybody who's just yes-manning you and saying, oh, that's great, oh, that's great, oh, that's great. Like people who are just yes-manning you, like it doesn't make you better. And you'll probably, I'm going to bet that you're the best photographer that any of your friends knows. You're the best photographer. So you're probably at the point where you can't ask anyone anything as far as how to get better because you're already the best that they know. So that's where people find me here. I help photographers break through, and literally, like, I'm insanely passionate about helping struggling photographers like you go from making $0 per month with their camera to making a full-time living using a proven framework that I've been using to help my assistants become photographers since 1990. It's been working consistently since 1990. Now it's called the Carty method. I'm Steve Carty. I've been a pro for 35 years, 36 years next month. And again, I've shot Kanye to Colin Firth, Sandra Oh to Daft Punk. And I work currently as a commercial and like a commercial director, photographer. That's what I do full time. Do a lot more video these days than I shoot stills, I got to tell you. If you found your way to this video today and you made it to the end and you feel like you have a thick enough skin to have somebody on you, to have a feedback loop, to have somebody who cares more about your photography than you do. Like literally somebody who cares enough about pushing and trying to get you, giving you a feedback loop, giving you accountability, giving you a community of photographers just like you who are also trying to get to that next level to hang out with. That's what Portfolio Lab is all about. This is something that you're interested in. Please go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab. You can also simply shoot that QR code from your telephone. It's going to take you straight there. I'm here to help you. I hope this brought you value. One love. Next week, we are doing open submissions, meaning you can submit anything that you're thinking about for your portfolio. Week 12, open submissions. As always, briefs are inside community. And for week 13,
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
as mentioned, next week, week 12, we are looking at open submissions, meaning things that you're considering for your portfolio. Maybe you're not sure, you're on the fence. And the week after that, week 13, we are doing 2 pages, double page spreads, horizontal images that you're shooting that fit within your niche. As in, you just got hired to do 2 pages in a magazine. What does that look like? Briefs, as always, are inside community. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Saturday. No, sorry. I'll see you on Sunday. The Carty Method Podcast.